Don Campbell served in the Royal Canadian Navy during the Second World War. He spent his time on a corvette, a lightly armed warship responsible for protecting merchant ships carrying supplies.
Our job was essentially to make sure that the convoys were protected as they crossed the Atlantic.
The Battle of the Atlantic was the longest continuous military campaign in World War II, running from 1939 to the defeat of Germany in 1945.
The body of water had to be protected from the enemy submarines that were, their job was to sink as many merchant ships as they could.
Campbell's job was to ensure that all communication on the corvette was kept top secret.
I was a leading coder, which meant that we looked at the messages and decoded them as they came in, and any messages that had to go out from the ship were coded and sent out in code.
The decoding of messages was done through a machine like this one called an Enigma. Curators at the Military Museum say the entire mission was a success, and the efforts of the Navy were critical.
People often say that it hadn't been for the convoys and the efforts of both the Royal Canadian Navy and its various other services, that we probably would have lost the war.
An accomplishment that Campbell is very proud of, but points out that there were a lot of terrifying moments during the mission.
You would be sailing quite comfortably when there was a terrific explosion, and when you looked out over the convoy, if the ship torpedoed was near you, you would see the explosion and the effects of that explosion.
Campbell also remembers the cramped living conditions on the ship.
It's very confining. You would sleep there in your hammocks, wherever you could put them up and get some sleep. I think all in all, the experience was one of a lifetime.
An experience that has remained close to Campbell's heart and is never far from his mind this time of year.
For those of us who were fortunate enough to come back, it was a great experience. Sometimes it was even fun. For the ones who unfortunately did not come back, it was an experience of life.